Hi everybody. So I'm here to talk about my gastric sleeve surgery. I am now post-op. My surgery date was December 30th of 2014, which makes me about 3 weeks out as of today's date. So let me get started with the numbers and then I can tell you what the last 3 weeks have been like. So to start, my starting weight was 254, and that was my first weigh-in at the surgeon's office. That was in October of 2014. My current weight is 221, which puts me a little over 30 pounds as of today, and that's pretty exciting. I am now starting to notice the changes in, for example, my face. I've seen the changes, and my clothes are becoming more loose. And in addition to that, my family is now noticing different parts of my body that are changing. And it's funny because it seems that they notice these things. I don't see the changes as much as they do. But it's nice to be noticed, and that it's starting to show, and that my efforts are paying off. So the last 3 weeks, as far as the surgery goes, I was in the hospital for 2 days. I went in on a Tuesday and I was discharged on a Thursday. There were no complications. I felt good. I was walking, the same day of the surgery. Nothing to drink the first day. They gave me these little sponges where I could kind of wet my mouth. The first day I was kind of dry. But the second day I was allowed to have water. And I believe, if I remember right, they did provide me with like a clear liquid meal of broth and Jello. And I also went home with the first week's diet was the clear liquids, the broth, the water, and the Jello. The Jello did not go down well for me the first week, so I didn't do much Jello. I stuck to mainly the broth and the water. And I know that most people, you hear everybody say that, you have to sip your water and you can only take small amounts. And I knew that going into the surgery, but I really didn't have a grasp of it until I was given that first, medicine cap full of water, and it took me an hour to drink it. So, if you can practice your sipping, practice taking, itty bitty, super little sips of your water before your surgery, you'll probably, you need the practice. So the first week was clear liquids. As far as how I felt that week, I was pretty tired. I did a lot of resting, but I also managed to get some exercise in as well. I did, I think I started week 2. I don't think I did much on the treadmill the first week. I think that first week was just resting. But week 2, I did incorporate the treadmill. I did start to do 30 minutes of walking. And that felt good. I really wasn't in any pain. I walked at the speed that, I didn't marathon it through that. I did the pace that was comfortable for me, and it felt good. I did have days, I remember, in weeks 1 and 2 where, especially week 2, I would have, spurts of energy where I would do 30 minutes on the treadmill. I would clean my kitchen. I would vacuum. And I felt good, and I wasn't hurting. And so I figured as long as I had the energy, I would be okay to go ahead and move. But I did feel it that next day. I was pretty wore out the next day. So my suggestion, if you're going into this, would be after surgery is just to rest and listen to your body, and take advantage of the time that you have to recover and recuperate, and rest is the key. So on to week 3, I was able to add some foods. I could add my protein shakes. I was able to add low-fat yogurt, the eggs, the refried beans. I can do some meat. Not red meat, but like turkey and chicken, fish. I do a lot of fish. Right now I'm eating a lot of cod. I'm eating salmon and tuna are kind of my staple meals that I'm eating right now. Cottage cheese is a favorite of mine, and but I'm still going through reminding myself. The biggest problem I'm facing, I think, right now is reminding myself to eat with small bites. I did get a baby spoon, which has been a huge help to me. And if you haven't done so already and you're going through this process, I would highly encourage you to go out and buy a baby spoon or a toddler spoon. A toddler spoon actually might be too big. A baby spoon is probably better, and it will help immensely with the size bites that are going to be appropriate for you at this point. And fast eating, I don't know why I'm still struggling with this. You would think it would be so easy just to slow down, but I'm still struggling with this. I every day I sit down and eat something, and especially if it's something I like cottage cheese. I mean, I could just, shovel it in, literally with a shovel probably, but I can't do that now. And I do feel very uncomfortable when I take a bite that's too big, or I eat too fast, and everything just kind of stops. And so I am struggling with that. The other thing I'm struggling with, it's not so bad this week, but in weeks 1 and 2, I was struggling a great deal with focusing on foods I couldn't eat. So when I would see commercials with the pizza and the restaurants, and my husband and son one night ordered a pizza, and those things were very difficult for me, and I really tried not to get angry about it. I wanted to get really angry, and I wanted to start crying and whining about how it wasn't fair, and getting into this whole thought process about what have I done. I want my old stomach back, and maybe this wasn't such a good idea, and I just miss being able to eat something yummy. And I did not expect to feel this way this soon after surgery. I guess I assumed that, a week or 2 after surgery, I wasn't going to feel good. I wasn't going to feel like eating, and, the normal foods wouldn't bother me. But that was not true in my case. From day 1 that I got home from the hospital, I would have killed for a slice of pizza. So I have been trying to retrain my brain, I guess, and remember that my diet is normal for people who are going through this surgery, this process. And I'm doing this for a reason. I am going through this process to improve my life, to improve my lifestyle, to improve my health. And I have to keep those thoughts in the back of my mind when I am presented with something like the commercials. And I've also removed some things from my life, like the commercials. I am not watching them. I'm doing a lot of Netflix right now to avoid those things. This week, like I said, I'm better with, eating with people who are eating other foods. But for example, the night that my husband and son came home with that pizza, I was not able to be in that room. It was difficult for me, so I removed myself. I can't ask people in my home to eat other food. Don't eat that pizza. Don't eat. It's not fair to do that. So I need to learn how to be in an environment where people are not going to be eating the same foods as I am. So anyway, I just want to throw that out there because it was something that I did struggle with earlier than anticipated. I continue to struggle with it, but it is getting better. And I think if I can kind of get through this and my brain kind of thinks about things differently, I think it's going to be, easier in the long run, because it's something that's always going to present itself, I guess. Um, Other than that, I don't know what else to tell you right now. Oh, okay. So I can tell you that since I'm in week 3, I am eating about 300 to 400 calories per day. Um, I am trying to get in about 40 grams of protein a day and 64 ounces of water. So my protein and my water are my goals. I am those are the two things I focus on the most, is my water and protein. Some days I get less calories. Yesterday, for some reason, I wasn't hungry, and I only ate about 280 calories. There's some days where I top it right at 400. So, that's kind of the numbers that I'm shooting for. And as my food options increase, my calories will increase. And at the end, my goal is to hit probably about 60 to 80 grams of protein is what I'm shooting for, but I'm not quite there yet. So that's kind of, where things are right now. Doing some exercising at the YMCA. We joined the family membership, and that's been a lot of fun. We are enjoying that a lot, and everybody is kind of contributing to their own health by doing that, and I like to see that. So when I go to the Y, I do 30 minutes of treadmill, and then I do another 30 minutes of laps at the pool, which surprisingly the laps they wear me out, but it's a good wear out, and I feel good after I've done it. Next week, I'm hoping to incorporate maybe another piece of equipment, maybe the elliptical, in with my treadmill. I'm not super familiar with fitness equipment, and so right now I'm kind of sticking with what I know, and we'll move on to learning about the new machines and which ones will help, and what I need for what. But that's the exercise. I'm trying to do that about 5 to 6 days per week, and maybe throw in some classes. I'd like to learn some about yoga, so that's kind of the next thing I'm thinking about. But for right now, this is enough. So anyway, that's what I have. So once I have other things to share, and as my progress moves forward, I will keep you in the loop. And as always, if you have questions or you need want to share some tips or tricks or recipes, I am always up for that. So I would love to hear from anybody and everybody. Thank you very much for being here and watching, and I will talk with you soon. Thank you.